Alright, how's everybody doing? We're going to slow things down here a little bit, getting into chapter 2, because we're solving equations in this chapter, and it's mucho important that you guys get this stuff, okay? Got to be able to solve these equations. We're going to start with basic equations, solving for our variable, solving for x, t, whatever it happens to be. But it's really important that we get this, because this is a big building block to what we're going to do as we go through the school year, okay? Our essential question here is, how can you solve one-step equations? All right. What I want you to think about when you're solving these equations is, one, we want to isolate the variable. We want to get that x or n or t, whatever it is, by itself on one side, so it's x equals something. X equals a number. Okay. So we're trying to isolate it. And two is think order of operation. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Well, when you're solving equations, we do that in reverse. Okay. We get rid of addition and subtraction first, then we get rid of multiplication and division, and we work our way back up. Okay? The steps to solving these, and I kind of made it inclusive of everything that we'll do in this chapter, but we basically start out with making sure that variables are on the same side. Okay? If we get an equation where we got an x on one side and an x on the other side that equal, we want to get them together first. You do that by adding or subtracting to bring them over to the same side, but you're using the opposite operation. If I have a positive 2x on one side, I want to subtract the 2x from both sides to get my x's together. And when we get to that section, you'll see a lot more of that. So that kind of isolates, that gets our x together on one side. If you've only got one x showing, then you're good. Two, move addition or subtraction of numbers on the variable side away from it to the other side by doing the opposite operation. Okay? If I have my variable on one side and I've got a plus 32, well, I'm going to subtract 32 from both sides. And vice versa, if it was subtraction, I would add. Then we'll get down to something like 2x equals 8. 2 times x equals 8. Then we would do the opposite operation and divide that 2 out and solve for x. Okay, so we're isolating that x. All right, let's take a look at what it looks like. Okay, a couple of examples. We start out here, we want to solve for x. X plus 3 equals 27. We've got x on one side only. I want to get rid of addition and subtraction first. I'm going to do the opposite operation, so I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. 27 minus 3 is 24. How do you know if it's right? Plug it back in and check it. 27 equals 27. Here again, here's my b on this side. Doesn't matter what side it's on, but I'm subtracting 3 from it. And remember, it's whatever you're adding or subtracting to the variable. Okay, I don't care about the other number, what's on the other side. So the opposite of subtraction is to add 3 to both sides. Be careful when you're adding and subtracting different signs. Okay, think about it first. Negative 4 is your b. If you got a multiplication, 4 times x equals 12. Opposite of multiplication is divide, so divide 4 out on both sides. Most of you are pretty good with that. It's the division problems that seem to give us a problem here. Remember, a fraction is a division. Okay, that fraction bar is a division symbol. So if I'm taking my x and dividing it by 4, the opposite of division is to multiply. So multiply both sides by 4. Okay, that's going to be big. The 4's cancel out to 1. I get x equals negative 9 times 4 is negative 36. And again, you can plug each of these back in to check, and you'll know if you have the right answer. Another thing that's always a problem for us is, how do you solve when a fraction is the coefficient? We have a fraction 4/5 times our variable. Okay? There's no addition or subtraction to get rid of here. It's just multiplication, but it's a fraction. Okay? That's like having multiplication and division in the same problem. So how do we get rid of that 4/5? You multiply by the reciprocal. You flip it. Okay? There's our times our in our division right there, the 5 to get rid of that. There we're dividing the 4 from the multiplication there, so it kind of builds in the opposite operations all in one. And whatever you do to one side of the equal, you got to do to the other to keep them equal. And remember, this right here, that's the same as 28 over 1 times the 5/4. Multiply across when you got fractions. 28 times 5 is 140. 1 times 4 is 4. 140 divided by 4 is 35. So that's your m. Okay? Hopefully that's been helpful. We'll be doing a lot of this stuff in classroom over the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks probably with this chapter. Solving for our variables, solving equations, really important as to what we're doing in here for the school year. So we're going to slow down a little bit here and make sure we get this done. Okay? But think isolating the variable, getting it by itself, and then using opposite operations, doing order of operation in reverse to solve these. Okay? Questions, make sure you're pausing here, getting the notes down, run it through again. If you have a question, hit the pause, write the question down, because tomorrow we'll go over in class and get those questions answered. Okay? Hopefully this has been helpful. We'll see you tomorrow.